She checks her phone at 6:47 a.m., still in bed, before her eyes have fully adjusted to the light. There are 12 emails waiting. She scrolls without reading, just to see how many. Then she puts the phone down and stares at the ceiling for 30 seconds. She used to lie here longer. She can't remember when that stopped. The apartment is small. A kitchen table she hasn't eaten at in weeks. There's a coffee mug in the sink from 2 days ago. She notices it every morning and tells herself she'll wash it later. She showers quickly. The water is too hot, but she doesn't adjust it. She's learned to tolerate discomfort if it saves time. On the train, she sits near the window and watches the same buildings slide past. There's a bakery on the corner of 5th that opens at 7. She's always wanted to stop in just once, but the train doesn't stop there, and her office is in the opposite direction. At her desk by 8:15. She's proud of this, though no one notices. The work itself is not difficult. Emails mostly. Meetings that could have been emails. She's good at it. You're so reliable, they say. We can always count on you. She wonders sometimes what it would feel like to be unreliable, to miss a deadline, to say no. Lunch is at her desk. A salad from the place downstairs. She can't remember what it tastes like 5 minutes after finishing it. There's a park across the street. She can see it from her window. In the spring, people sit on the grass and eat sandwiches and tilt their faces toward the sun. She's told herself many times that she'll go there just for 15 minutes. But 15 minutes is a long time when you're behind. And she's always behind, not actually behind. She meets every deadline, exceeds expectations. But there's a feeling always that she's about to fall behind, that if she stops even briefly, everything will collapse. At 3 p.m., she drinks her second coffee. It's cold. She drinks it anyway. There's a photo on her desk, her and her sister, taken 4 years ago at a wedding. They're both laughing. She can't remember what was funny. Her sister texts her sometimes, long messages about her kids. She reads them during meetings and replies with a thumbs up emoji. She means to write more. She will soon when things calm down. Things have not calmed down in 4 years. She leaves the office at 7:30. This is early for her. She feels guilty about it. On the train home, she thinks about what she'll do with her evening. She could read. She used to read. There are books stacked beside her bed, still wrapped in plastic from the bookstore. She bought them 8 months ago. But when she gets home, she's tired, not physically, but tired in a way that makes everything feel heavy. She opens her laptop just to check, just to make sure nothing urgent came in. 3 hours pass. She looks up and it's 11 p.m. and she hasn't eaten dinner and the coffee mug is still in the sink. This is her life, not a bad life. She has enough money. She has a job people respect. She's safe. But somewhere, without deciding to, she made a trade. She traded her evenings for the possibility of a promotion. She traded her lunch breaks for the feeling of being needed. She traded her attention, her presence, her small moments of peace for the sense that she was moving towards something. And she can't name what that something is. She tells herself it's success, but success keeps changing shape. First it was getting the job, then the raise, then being respected, being essential, being the one they couldn't do without. But there's no finish line to being essential. She's 34 now. She doesn't think about death, not directly, but it's there, underneath everything. A hum she can't quite hear but can always feel. If she stops working, if she slows down, if she lets herself sit in the park for 15 minutes, she might notice how much time has passed. She might notice that she's tired, that she's lonely, that the life she's building doesn't feel like hers. And if she notices that, she'll have to do something about it. So she doesn't notice. She works instead. On Friday, her manager tells her she's doing great. "You're on track for senior leadership," he says. She smiles, thanks him. She doesn't feel proud. She feels nothing. That night, she lies in bed and scrolls through photos on her phone. There's one from 6 years ago. She's at the beach with friends. Her hair is messy. She's sunburned. She looks happy. She doesn't remember the last time she looked like that. The friends in the photo have stopped inviting her, not because they're angry, just because she always says no. "Too busy," she says, "next time." There's always a next time, until there isn't. Her father calls on Sunday. He's 70 now. He asks if she's eating well, if she's getting enough sleep. She says yes to both, which is not true. He tells her about his garden. He planted tomatoes this year. She's only half listening. She's thinking about a presentation due Monday. He says, "You should come visit." She says, "I will, soon." After they hang up, she feels something she can't name, the feeling of missing something that's still here. She wonders how many more times she'll talk to him. If he lives another 10 years and she calls once a week, that's 500 conversations. It sounds like a lot until she realizes how many she's already missed. But there's work to do. Years pass this way. Not all at once, just one day, then another. She gets the promotion, then another one. She makes more money. She moves to a bigger apartment. But the coffee mug is still in the sink. She's 40 now. Her sister's kids are in high school. She's missed most of their childhoods, not intentionally. She sent birthday cards. She meant to visit, but there was always something. Her sister doesn't text as much anymore. Her father still calls, but the conversations are shorter now. He forgets things sometimes. One Sunday, he doesn't call. She doesn't notice until Wednesday. When she calls him, her sister answers. "He's in the hospital," she says. "I texted you." She checks her phone. The text is there, buried under work emails. It's from Monday. She drives 4 hours to see him. It's the first time she's taken a sick day in 3 years. He's asleep when she arrives. He looks smaller than she remembers. She sits beside his bed and holds his hand, and she realizes she can't remember the last time she touched him. He wakes up briefly. He smiles when he sees her. "You came," he says, as if he wasn't sure she would. He recovers. He goes home, but something has shifted. She starts to notice time, not in an abstract way, in a real way. She notices that her hands look older, that there are lines around her eyes, that she's tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. She notices that she can't remember what she did last weekend. She notices that the work she's been doing doesn't actually matter, not in the way she thought it did. The presentations, the emails, the meetings, none of it left a mark. It just disappeared into the machine. She could have not done any of it, and the world would look exactly the same. But she would have gone to the beach. She would have called her sister. She would have sat in the park. One evening, she leaves work at 5, just to see what happens. Nothing happens. No one notices. She walks to the park across the street. It's spring again. People are sitting on the grass. She sits down. The grass is damp. The sun is warm on her face. She can hear birds. She realizes she hasn't heard birds in years. She sits there for 20 minutes and nothing productive happens, and it's the best 20 minutes she's had in a decade. But 20 minutes doesn't undo 20 years. She goes home. She washes the coffee mug. She calls her sister. They talk for an hour. Her sister cries a little. "I've missed you," she says. She's been here the whole time. She starts saying no at work, not to everything, but to some things. She starts leaving at 5 most days. She visits her father. They sit in his garden, and he shows her the tomatoes. She holds one in her hand and feels the weight of it. She's trying, but there's a feeling she can't shake. It's the feeling of having woken up late, of having missed something that can't be recovered. She's 43 now. She could live another 40 years. But the years behind her are gone. The beach trip she skipped, the phone calls she didn't make, the evenings she spent working instead of living, she can't get them back. One night she's lying in bed, not looking at her phone, not thinking about work, and she realizes something. She's going to die. Not someday, not abstractly, actually die. And when she does, no one will remember the emails she sent. They'll remember, if she's lucky, the time she was present, the time she laughed, the time she sat with them and listened. And there aren't enough of those times, but she has now. She gets up. It's late, but she gets up. She goes to the kitchen and makes tea. She sits at the table. She doesn't do anything. She just sits. Outside, the city is still moving. People are working late, chasing things, trading their lives for the promise of something better. She used to be one of them, but tonight she's here, and it's enough, because this is it, this moment, this life. And it's already passing.